The only way you can guarantee that you won't be a single mom is to not have children.
This message is to the ones who are childless. If you are childless, please take heed of what this woman is saying because it is absolutely true. You may need to go back and listen to the entire video for context. Sadly, society is telling us to go ahead and have all these kids just so that we could potentially do it all alone. From personal experience, because I am now doing it, it's not worth it.
Y'all, I just dropped my baby off at school, and I have to say this first and foremost. I am in love. LOVE, however you want to spell it. I'm in love, baby. You cannot tell me as a single mom that you don't love your kids. Like, I don't care where the guys are. Like, I'm in love with my kids. Like, in effing love with my kids. I feel like if you don't want kids, or you are like hating that you have your kids, which is really awful, you have self-hate. I said it. No one's having that conversation. You have self-hate. Like, you don't want to replicate yourself. People like are really sitting here like talking about this, and do you know that it actually, people who have children, it's actually like a small amount of narcissism. I read that somewhere, and I can Google it again. I know it's true. Like, especially in this day and age where you don't have a farm or anything, like, you do have to be selfish and low-key love yourself to have kids, and actually enjoy the experience. I feel like women who have children and regret it are male-centered, male-identified pick-me's, mammies, and they have low self-esteem, which also usually includes self-hate. Nobody's having a conversation. I don't know how you can love yourself and not be like, I want to see myself like 3 more times in little faces. Like, that's what I'm gonna need to do, okay? And then I'm gonna take really good care of this kid because like they look like me and they act like me and they're adorable. Even if they don't look like me, but they're like my person that I created in my body that I love. Like, how is this not like a thing? How is everyone not talking about this? I wonder. Because being a mom is like everything to me. I cannot even imagine. And I think because I always had a high self-esteem, and I've always loved myself, like, I think that definitely plays a huge role before you become a mom. Like, heal your shit, like, get some self-love, get some self-esteem, figure that out, before you bring a child into this world. Because I do think it plays a role in whether you're going to be a good parent or not. Excuse me. So I just wanted to say that. Now, there are people that probably have low self-esteem that can still manage to be good parents. There are people that might have low self-esteem, but they're good people at heart. So they're going to love their kids, especially because kids tend to be more attractive than their parents because they're babies and they're little kids, and then they grow up, and most people look nice when they're younger, obviously. So sometimes if parents have low self-esteem, they might marvel. Like, I've seen parents who are overweight, don't love themselves, whatever, don't think they're attractive, but their kid is attracted to them, or they are just like an attractive kid or whatever. And they marvel in buying them things and seeing how they look in certain outfits and dressing their child up, just buying them stuff because it's like their child is attractive, to them. And so, so that can happen too. So you can still manage to be a good parent, but I personally feel like on a mental level, you're going to not be a good parent because you're going to you might teach your child things that aren't healthy because of your own low self-esteem. I can't think of anything right now, but you're probably going to be giving bad advice, like, because you're thinking from yourself. So you'll be like, don't have a baby till you get married. You might tell them something stupid like that, knowing damn well in this day and age, marriage does not matter. Like, you're literally can still get a divorce, and the guy can like abandon literally the entire family. My father did it. My bio dad, no, he wasn't a fucking father. My bio dad did it. I would say, I learned in my experiences, make sure the man really wants a child. Make sure he really wants a child. Now, I've had instances where males, when I was very young, my first baby daddy, he abandoned us. So he said he wanted kids. We tried for our child. I had him. He ran off. So that's not a guarantee, but it significantly, I think, decreases the chance of being like a real single mom. And you're probably like, what's a real single mom? So that's probably another video I'm going to talk about the different types of single mothers. So you have the married single mothers. You have the real single mothers who don't have any help from the other parent. But then you have the single mothers who have a village. So they might be a single mother, but their dad's helping, their mom's helping. They might even be living with their parents and getting, like that, like getting a lot of support from them. So that's a type of single mother. Then you have the co-parenting single mothers, and then you have the cohabiting single mothers. So you're probably like, whoa, I didn't know there were different types. I just thought a single mother was a single mother. No, there's different types. So you have the male identified single mothers. They're the ones that are basically on YouTube and TikTok crying about how they regret their kids. They had kids for the man, which I'm like, yikes, that's really gross. But anyways, I know it happens. I saw it one time. So they'll have kids for the man, and then when things don't work, which usually they won't in this day and age especially, they get on TikTok and cry from the rooftops about how you should never have a child at all because they are so male identified. Like they're just like, I literally had a whole human, or worse, multiple humans for you, and you are gone. Even if he's like a father, he might still, like, even if he's still involved, they'll be like, oh, it's still the worst because he's not with her. So now she's like basically doing the opposite, which what guys usually do is like, if I'm not with you, now I'm absentee dad. The mothers usually get stigmatized for being deadbeat moms, so they probably will stay because they're so worried about what people think, which I'm not. So it's like, if you're that miserable, you might want to give the child to the dad, because if he's involved and he wants to be the child's parent, that might be an option. 2323, like if you're that miserable, 2323, just confirming God said. But yeah, if you're that miserable, like that's an option. Mothers, okay, here's another tidbit of information. Mothers don't have to raise the kids. You don't have to, especially if you have a boy. But even if you have like a daughter, I'm sorry, like if you're going to be the worst parent for that child with your mindset, because you just are so male identified and so male centered that you just have to have a man in your life or life is not worth it at all, then like including with you parenting your child, think about it. There are men who actually will take their child. And this is also like something I don't care for. Like people just assume, yeah, males will be like, I can't go to court to get custody of my kid. Moms are gonna win. You never know. I'm gonna show you the clip of the video of the couple that the mother just gave the kid to the guy.
So I'm dropping my son off for his mom's week. She is not answering the phone. FaceTime, phone call, text message, doorbell, at all. It's her week. And I'm remembering that when I talked to an officer on a non-emergency line, the officer told me I can't make her take him on her week. She can make me take him on my weeks, which I don't mind having my son. He's back there. So. And if I have him, she can come get him from me. How backwards is that? I have sole legal custody. I call all the shots. She said in court this past Monday, she didn't want nothing to do with him yet again for the third time in court. Fourth time, to my knowledge. One of them was through text message. The other three were in court. She stood up in court the first time when I was given sole legal custody on July 8th, 2022. She stood up in court and told the judge she don't want nothing to do with me or Maverick. So I'm at this point where I know if I decide not to ever let her see him again, according to the court documents, I would be wrong. And we understand if the shoe's on the other foot, they'll be up my ass like a bicycle with no seat. Excuse my language, Mal. So, also in court, they pushed it out because she didn't want to take the parenting class. She said it was a money issue. Okay, yeah, I'm in arrears because she griped about child support. Hoping she was gonna get $1,500, she only getting $137. Whoop-de freaking do. I talked to CP child support and they said just go ahead and knock out 3 more payments. You being current, you okay, you good. Fine, cool, it's fine and dandy. Her on the other hand, yeah, I was snooping. I did. She's somewhere on the island, perhaps. Maybe she pulling, one of them stunts where she went there a month ago and now she's posting it. And legit, she's probably in the house just chilling, not answering her phone, not fulfilling her parental obligation per court order. And so, if you really don't want our son, yo, just do not come back, bro. Like, just do not. He didn't even want to get out the car. When he seen where he was at, he did not want to get out the car. He did not want to go to the door. I will not make my son do something he do not want to do. If he didn't want to be around his mother like that, that's cool. I document everything when he's of age and he's able to understand. Son, here it is, plain and simple. I'm not gonna say nothing. I'm gonna let the evidence show you. So I'm very upset. I want to co-parent in a healthy manner. Going through the courts, it's taking a little bit too long, and I also realized that if I reacted the way she did, we already know what the results will be. So I'm gonna continue to take the high road. At times I'm like, ooh, I want to do this. Yet no, I'm still gonna take the high road and do what's right for my son and by my son, because that guy next to be here at all. Look at him back there, just chilling. So he didn't ask to be here. Ain't that right, Mal? He shook his head a little bit. So I will just keep on doing what's best for my son. That's it. Protect him, guide him, lead him in the right direction, love on him like my dad and several people in my life have shown me. Other relatives, people in the community I looked up to. Though that's how I will raise my son. Not none of this ducking and dodging and don't want to be responsible for, your responsibilities. So that's what I feel like expressing myself right now in the most decent way possible I can think of right now, because I can, I really could be just really pissed off. I'm gonna just leave it at that. However, I just had to make this video because I don't know if it's gonna go viral or not, which it should go viral to raise awareness, because there are some people out here from the woman's side of the game who don't give a crap about their kids. We've all made mistakes. However, hey, the kid is here. Let's do what's right for that kid 100% of the time, not 15, 20, 17.5% of the time. No, 100% of the time.
He cried about it, but there might be situations where he actually wants to have his kid and be like, thank you. Like, I don't have to deal with all this drama. Like, you don't even have to go to court. If he wants a child and you are male identified and salty because he left the relationship for whatever reason or divorced your ass for whatever reason, give the baby to the man. It's okay. Nobody's going to judge you. I would much rather, because I'm going to judge you regardless. A lot of women are, but I would much rather judge you because you are a deadbeat mom than judge you because you are a mom who's destroying the child by having this awful mindset and possibly taking it out on the child. So now there's this child abuse situation going on. So like, it may suck because you don't want to like completely abandon your child. So I really would judge you if you were a deadbeat mother, just like I would with a deadbeat father, because that would damage the child emotionally as well. But, you know, like, try to just be there at least, like, for weekends. Like, be weekend mom. Put in your weekends. I saw someone else post this. That's what they were going to do with their kid. I think they said they were going to have a kid, and then father can raise it, blah, blah, blah. I wouldn't say do that. I wouldn't say plan to have a kid knowing that you don't want to raise it full time. Like, that's weird, too. But, you know, have your kid. Things don't work out. You're male identified. Give the child to the father if he wants to be a father. If he wants to be a father, do not put her, especially if it's a girl, in a worse situation. Like, if he's running the streets, he's already a deadbeat, then unfortunately you're probably going to be stuck raising your child. That's the best situation for the child. But if he is actively, like, fighting for his child, especially if he's going to court to do it, like, do not fight him on it just for principle or just because it looks good. Like, think about your child. Where is your child going to be happiest? Where is your child going to thrive? For once in your life, try to put your child first. Try that on for size. And think, you know, well, my baby might be actually living a better life because dad makes more money, or because he loves the child more and he's going to just put in all the extra work to really raise it, keeps that child's self-esteem very high. Because I think children are innately born with a healthy level of self-esteem, and it might be adults that corrupt them and ruin their self-esteem level. So that's just a theory of mine. But, you know, he probably will just be there maintaining those self-esteem levels, raising them. That'd be even better. Not too much, though. You don't want the child to be a nightmare when they grow up. You don't want them to be a whole narcissist. But yeah, just think about it, you know, like, and that's another thing I want to throw out there. If you're struggling and you don't have you don't have a good job, or times are hard, whatever, don't feel like you have to be Mother Teresa and raise this kid through your struggles just to say I'm a strong black woman. No, we're abandoning that. Okay, we love ourselves first, because if you can't take care of mom can't take care of anyone. Struggling mom can't do anything for anybody. Depressed mom can't do anything for anybody. So don't feel bad if you say give it the child to the dad until you can get on your feet, until you can work on your mental health. You know, don't feel bad about that. That's the other parent. That's the other 50%. You know, they say, what do you bring to the table? Bring 50-50. They're 50-50. They're 50% of that kid. So they can take the kid. Just like you can take the kid and raise the kid the majority of the time, so can the father. If he's got a better living situation, like, for instance, here's an example. My ex-husband makes significantly more than I do. He always has, because I always put our children first, because I am the mother and I care to be around my children more than anything else. And he knows he has to be the provider anyway. So I would give the kids to him. If I felt like I was really just struggling and he wasn't going to give me any money, so that's another option. He could help you out financially. Like, you all can talk about that. Like, maybe you can ask for more child support, or increase the child support, or pay child support. That'd be a good one. If he doesn't want to pay, take his ass to court. Hello. Or you can try cohabiting. Like, maybe you're not in a relationship, but you need some help until you can get back on your feet. Try cohabiting. That would be great. You guys can split the cost. You don't have to have weird people around your kid, like random roommates or whatever. Who better to be around your child than the other parent? People are doing that. I know that's another thing people aren't talking about, but people are moving in with their ex-significant other to raise their child together. So the child has both mom and dad in the house. Only do this if you're mature enough to get through this situation without killing each other. Like, do not be in the house fighting like cats and dogs, being annoying. Try to live completely, try to live completely separate lives if you have to, for the sake of the child. Like, he is in the basement, you're upstairs. You all do not need to really be talking to each other like that unless you're, like, coordinating who's going to pick the child up from school or whatever. Try to stay out of each other's way. Don't bring people to the house if you're dating. Keep that out of the house. But be mindful of each other's time. And, you know, if you have something going on, let them know, hey, I have a thing I have to do. You don't even have to tell them what it is. It'd be better probably if neither one of you share too many details. And I just saw 888 again. Is this the same person? Don't bring it to each other's house. Don't bring it to the house. Don't talk about the other person around the person. Try to make them jealous. None of that. Don't be immature. Try to be mature because you're thinking about the child first and foremost. Okay, so just want to throw that out there. But hey, it can be done. I'm just throwing some ideas out there for you all. I will go into detail on each thing in other videos as I build out my channel. But I just want to give out ideas in case people haven't heard these ideas before, or just give my experience. Maybe people don't even have kids, or maybe they're young and they haven't gotten that far yet. I've raised an adult, almost two adults, so I think I know a thing or two. No, I'm not gonna do that. But I do know a little bit about parenthood and single motherhood, because I would say I've been a single mother more than not. Even when I was in a relationship, I was basically like a single mom. Yeah, I would consider that a single mom. That's why we're going to also go over the different types of single mom, because everybody's just taking that label and running with it. And then they wonder why some people are happy being single mothers and why some aren't. And there's another thing we could talk about. Some people choose better. They do. Even when they don't end up in that relationship with that person, that's okay for them. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody wants to be married. Not everybody wants to be in an abusive relationship at all costs. Not everybody is male identified. You know what I'm saying? So some people are perfectly fine that the marriage, relationship, whatever it was, didn't work out, but the father is still involved. He's still a good parent. Both parents are good parents, and they're mature enough to do the co-parenting thing well, even if they've moved on to have different people, even if they didn't move on to have different people. They always put their child first. So they're going to get along at least for 18 years. But yeah, sometimes if you're arguing way too much with the kid's other parent, it's just easier to let the courts deal with it. I just read on Lovely T's channel, shout out to Lovely T, doing that hard work, and she posted something about these celebrities who were struggling to get a divorce amicably. And I was laughing out loud because my dad's boss literally was like, she's a family law. She does family law. So she did my divorce for me for free, because I'm like family to her, basically like a godchild. So anyways, she said that my divorce was one of the most amicable divorces she's ever seen. And I was like in my 20s. And I think my ex-husband was either in his 20s or in his early 30s. So it can be done. It just comes down to what type of person you are. What do you want out of it? Now, I'm not saying like amicable does not mean we were best buds doing this. We were like, yeah, life is great. We were civil. We were civil. That's the word. We weren't going to be at each other's throats. We were not going to be ignorant about it. He's a provider, so he took all the debt and just left me with like my little stuff. Like I had a credit card or two, my car note, my phone. That was it. He literally took like everything else. Like we had like a timeshare and some other stuff. He took all that, paid it off, because he knows he makes more money. And I was his wife, supporting him to help him make more money. So that makes sense, right? And I wasn't going to ask for alimony because I knew he was going to be a great father. I knew he was going to be involved. Why do I need to drag you to court over stupidity when we can just talk about it? And I didn't feel like I needed alimony. I also, I was like, I can pay my own way. But I asked him, hey, can we do 50-50? Like you get them 1 week, I get them 1 week, because I had to be real with myself and tell myself, I cannot do this by myself. My mom is not living near me. I don't have the support I need. I'm going to need help. And I negotiated with the father of my children to say, what can we do so I can keep my mental strong? Because I can't be a good mommy if my mental's a hot mess. And of course, he agreed to keep the children 50% of the time as well. So we moved near each other, like my dad did when I was a kid and my parents got divorced. My dad moved down the street. That would be beneficial for your child and for the both of you, because you're not having to drive so far to keep switching the child off, or children. And then, like if you have school events that the child wants you to go to, things like that, you're able to both go. We were able to be amicable enough that we could go and sit together when we go to functions. I can do that with my ex-fiance as well. We can get along well enough. Like we can act like friends for the most part and sit together and go to functions. If you can't Don't beat yourself up about it. Like, if he wants to be on one side of the room, and even if you all are both single, but he's petty, or you just can't stand him because he cheated on you, whatever the reason. Because I left my exes, there was no infidelity with my marriage, so we weren't like we hate each other. I just didn't care for marriage. I wasn't good at it. I didn't like it. I felt restricted. I felt oppressed. That was it. Like, I just was like, I can't do this. I need freedom. I feel like I'm missing out on things like dating and having fun, and I wasn't ready to be a wife. Okay, so we didn't have like this resentment and this hate towards each other. Now, he, I think, resented me because he wanted to be married forever like his parents. I did feel some kind of guilt for that part, but it is what it is. You married someone who's from divorced parents, you know. So when things got rocky with me, I was like, hey, I'm supposed to get a divorce. That's what I think. That's what my parents did. And I just like, that's what I was thinking. So anyways, so we got over it, but hopefully he did. I don't know, but that's just not my problem, you know. I have my own stuff to unpack, my own problems that I need to work through. But anyway, so my point is, live near each other so that you can be there for the child, and you can even trade off 50-50. So like, wherever our children were, we did every other week. We both could get our children to school. We could get them to daycare, except I think there was the time they were going to a daycare. So we would both drop them off to daycare, and this daycare, the school would pick it. The school bus would come get them, and the daycare provider would walk them to the school bus, so on and so forth. And she was amazing, but that's another story for another day. Just build your support system, y'all. It takes a village. Do not try to do it on your own. You will be miserable and on TikTok. Like, don't sit there and pretend you can do it on your own when you can't. Ask for help. Use all the state programs, okay? Do not be trying to be a strong black woman and not getting your Medicaid and your SNAP benefits and everything else. Get all your benefits. You deserve it. You've earned it. Do it. Because the government should be helping parents anyway. I don't care if you're married, not married, whatever. They should be helping parents anyway, because they're going to benefit in this society from your child that you raise. Why should you have to raise your child all on your own completely, 100%, if your child's going to go work for one of them when they get older, and they're going to put money in the Social Security fund and the Medicare fund to give the senior citizens a retirement? Make it make sense. Like, your children highly, like 1,000,000,000% support society, the economy we're in. They support the country they're living in. They pay taxes. They work for companies that make people richer. They spend. They are going to probably support strangers more than they're going to support their parents. Okay, let's just put it out there. And so why should you have to raise your child with no help from the government? So don't feel bad. Get your benefits, all your bennies. Get all your bennies. You're doing amazing work. You're doing hard work that most people would not sign up for. Get your benefits. I don't care who tries to talk crap. I don't care. Because people be talking shit, but people be low-key getting them benefits if they can get them. I remember one time when I first got my SNAP benefits, and I took them up to like this giant. I was living in a nice area in Northern Virginia. I was like predominantly white and probably Indian, Hispanic people. And I was going to Giant get my groceries, right? And I gave the woman my card. And she was like, how did you like get that? Like, how did you get the food stamps? Or that's what they used to call it. But I was like, well, I was really sitting here, and this was a white girl, a single, like, from what I knew, she was a single white girl living with her parents. I think that's what she didn't tell me she had any kids. But I'm finding myself, a black woman, telling this young white girl how to get food stamps. And I'm sitting there thinking, like, why would you need food stamps? Like, you're single and you're living with your parents? Like, what do you need food stamps for? So you never know who is getting food stamps behind the scenes. Even people that say stupid shit to you might be getting food stamps, or people in their family getting it and they're okay with it. Like, number one rule when you become an adult, stop, even before you become an adult, stop caring what people think. Why do people care what people think? I do not understand that. What are they going to do for you? Are they going to pay your bills? Are they going to help you raise your child? Like, what is going on here? Do they sign your paycheck? If they don't sign your paycheck, you don't have to give a shit what they think. I promise. So the person I was telling you was Kim Zolchak. Oh, these people got some names. And Croy Bierman, ordered to attend mediation to work out their settlement amid an ugly divorce battle. So I'm like, they are way older than we were when we got divorced, and they are wealthy. And you would think they'd have some damn sense, because usually people think people with money have class. No, money cannot buy class. Money cannot buy manners and common sense. It can't buy a lot of things, and people don't realize that. They put it way too high on a pedestal. And yeah, so I just wanted to give that example because, yeah. But if you can't get along, there are things out there for you. There's mediation, there's court that can help you get a divorce more amicably. Okay, I have to go. We're packing up, still going through my move, and yeah. But thanks for watching, everyone. I will be trying to get more videos out. Like I said, we're in the middle of a move, so there might be a little bit of lag in the videos that I'm getting out in the next, probably over the next week or two, because also the holidays are coming, and that's going to be crazy. But that's neither here nor there. I will try to get my videos out daily. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe so you don't miss any content. And I see you all in the comments. I will try to respond if I have some free time in between moving and child rearing and other things. And yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.